Okay, spring game reaction. We're back at it. We went to the spring game. A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I had
I'll
a great
start off
time.
with that.
I would say surprised at how many people showed up.
There was a lot more people than I thought that were going to be there. Yeah, you're
Because
right.
it was hot. I really thought it was going to be kind of more dead because of how hot it was. It was 87, maybe even 90 degrees.
It felt so hot. There.
Felt like I was watching a game in September.
No burn though. I got no burn. Nowhere. We
No burn.
lathered up in some sunscreen. We were
Happy
prepared.
we did that. My wife did burn, but
Didn't get her shoulders very well.
well, I think let's just go right into which players did we like? What surprised us? Who
I
surprised
think
us?
immediately, I was mostly looking for like the pop out stars. Like obviously, there's a lot of newness with like Justice Haynes and all that stuff. But like, we kind of know what we're gonna get from him. We know he's gonna be a star impact player. Kevin Roche is his name, by the way, not Roach. We had to look it up. Kevin Roche,
Very good. 6'9",
He's
freshman,
Mhm.
tight end, number
86. Yep, number 86. The guy to look out for.
He's a guy to look out for. He's going to get playing time. He looked amazing out there, making some crazy catches. Almost had a crazy one-handed catch.
Yeah.
But he was making good catches, which made me really excited because I was really nervous about our receiving room and who's going to be catching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a good piece to have.
He's a great piece to have. Dude, he stuck out like a sore thumb out there.
Man, I met him
You
after
saw
the
him?
game.
Oh yeah.
And I shook his hand, dude. Oh my! I'm 6'1". That dude was towering over me. 6'9" was crazy.
He's legit.
He
6'9".
looks like he's a
It's
basketball
not-
player out there.
He's a legit. Wait, how tall is he? Is he listed at 6'9"?
He's listed at 6'9".
I believe it. I'm not gonna argue it. He is a massive human. The thing that impresses me the most about him is you can be that height, but a lot of the time you can't find someone that's gonna be that versatile and like that.
Yeah.
He was able to move himself very well, and I was very impressed with that. He was thick too. I mean, he wasn't tiny or anything.
No, he was big. I think he was listed at 255.
He excites me. The coaching staff has been very high on him.
Yes,
And
I've heard about
now
that.
we can see why. Like we didn't know. We obviously in spring interviews we heard that they were very high and excited about him. But now as fans, I know it wasn't televised, so if you weren't there, sorry you weren't able to see it. But I mean, he impressed me very much. So
He caught everything that came his way.
he had some bad balls. I mean,
like he was catching everything.
Yeah.
It was very impressive.
it was impressive because there were some low balls to him. And like
He was
if
able
you're,
to
like,
get
that
low.
tall. Yeah, he was able to get low and like crouch down and make those real good catches. And I was very impressed with him.
Not only that, man, he lowered his shoulder pad and he ran through people at 6'9" too.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting low on people. It was very
He
impressive.
was getting low. That's a good one. Yeah.
And I loved. He's probably
He ran through contact.
he was
well.
one of the stars of the day. I wouldn't say there was a specific star, but he was definitely.
If
one
there
of those
was
for me.
one MVP of the day, it would have had to have been him for me.
Yes,
But
he was close.
there were some other good players, and we'll
I will
talk about
say.
them. Before we move on to the next person, you met him. I met him. We both met him. Super cool guy. Super down to earth. He will be a fan favorite. Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
Okay, so for running backs, we have J.P. Powell that we highlighted, and also Chad Alexander. Because we obviously know what we have with Justice Haynes and Malachi Hosley.
Amazing 1-2 combo. But what excites me even more, now that we're mentioning that, is that we're so deep at running.
We are deep.
And-
The running back room is deep. These are the pros right now. We'll get to the cons at some
You
point.
can't even
but
forget Maddox himself as well.
No.
We are
No,
deep.
but yeah,
we
I
have
mean, you
five
have Maddox.
really good running backs, and that excites me. Chad Alexander, by the way, the reason I can't give MVP, he had 2 touchdowns on the day,
You're right.
and he looked good running the ball.
He looked really good. You know what he did? It wasn't wrap. They just wrapped up and like they didn't take anyone to the ground. But even with that being the case, he still ran through everything. Like he was chopping his feet through the whistle.
Man.
I mean, he got that second gear to him, and they're gonna put him at the a little bit of slot this year and put him in some motions, which is kind of fun.
He's athletic enough for it. And listen, I know, and like we're saying, like he was running through people. I do know these spring games nowadays, they are glorified two-hand touch football. But still, like it gets you excited seeing the contact. They would let him go first contact and he would run through him.
Yep.
And I was I was loving it. I think he looked really good doing it.
God, we are so blessed at the running back position because even J.P. Powell, man, dude, he had some really good runs. He's got a really good quick first step, and once he can get out into open space, he's got some burners.
He fights for the outside so well.
Yeah, he hits it like it's honestly Powell. Powell. He hits that like hard. It's a good name.
Yeah, Powell.
Powell.
But like, okay, going from running backs, let's go to receivers real quick because listen, I think if anybody went to the spring game,
number 6,
that the spring game and the plays we were calling, I don't think it's going to look anything like what we're actually going to run.
It was very vanilla. It was a very vanilla.
A lot of deep balls. I don't think I saw under center once the entire day.
No under center.
Which I think we're going to run a lot of under center. I mean, Grady Adamson was talking about that in a interview where he was already being talked about how like the difference between the offensive play styles from this year and from last year is that he says we've been practicing a lot more under center. We didn't see any of that.
We didn't see any of it. So what you saw, if you saw any clips, don't bank on that being the offense. It was very vanilla, which was fine. That's how spring games are supposed to be. It's just a glorified practice.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, like, we threw it. I mean, most of the day we didn't even run at the ball that much.
No, because here's the thing: it was basically two-hand touch. You're right.
Exactly.
Like, and like when they would run the ball, it's like that could have. Who knows what that could have really been. Throwing the ball was the only thing that you could kind of see anything on.
Point being, expect Georgia Tech to run it probably 60-70% of the time.
Yeah, probably.
That's my real guess. Georgia Tech's going to be a ground and pound team. And we also don't have the depth at receiver to really be a passing team. Now, let's hop into receivers since we're talking about them.
That's right, receivers.
Who impressed you as a receiver?
Number 6? What is his name? I forget. Gatling.
It is.
Gatlin, sorry.
Here, hold on.
We didn't write his name down for some reason. We do have the rosters in front of us. We were looking for someone to step up because obviously you know who
DeBron Gatling.
DeBron Gatling. Okay, we like him.
He's the South Carolina transfer.
He has some good hands.
Oh and my goodness, he had probably the best catch of the day.
Very, very good at like fighting for the ball and getting himself in good positions to make good plays.
So one of the best balls of the day. I wouldn't say it's the best ball of the day, but one of the best balls of the day was a Mendoza to Gatling in the end zone.
It was a good ball.
Gatling put it only where he could go up and get it, and he went up while the corner was fighting for it, came down with it in the end zone. It was one of the better passes and one of the better catches I've seen from Georgia Tech in a game scenario in a second. It was a very good. Makes me excited that we aren't that bad at receiver.
Yeah, listen, and I think we're still gonna struggle with a little bit of depth.
For sure.
But that made me happy. And again, listen, we don't know what's gonna happen with Isaiah Furman. I know he's out for the spring. I hope he comes into the summer. I'm assuming he'll be healthy and ready for the summer, and he'll just hit the ground running, and he'll add some value to that receiving room. I'm still banking on that. I don't know. There's some unknowns in that room. I'll say that there are some unknowns in that room.
There's a lot of unknowns.
Gatling made me feel a little bit better.
With Dean Patterson not playing, also we weren't able to watch him, which did kind of throw in that loop of like I don't know what we have in him yet.
Yeah. Dean Patterson.
Did I say Dean Patterson? Dang it! Oh no, Dalen Pinson.
Yeah, that's right.
That's who I meant to say. Cut it, Dalen Pinson.
Maybe we can.
I don't know. It might just be on air. But anyway, we didn't get to see Dalen Pinson out there at receiver. We don't even know what we really have in him. We saw a lot of true freshmen, but I'm going to be honest, and this is strictly from a fan standpoint, I didn't love what I saw from the other receivers rather than Gatling.
I was not impressed. You know what? I will say this. Not a lot of drop balls, okay? Their footwork and the way they were able to cut on routes weren't impressing me. Mm-mm. I get that these guys are going to be like a second and third options, but you kind of need some depth. Like, I'm sure the way the coaches are talking about him, Dalen Pinson's going to be a really solid starting receiver for us. Again, we know what we have ish in Jordan Allen. He's going to be a guy. The ones I think they're pretty good. Pretty good. Not great. Pretty good. I'm worried about the depth.
I'm worried about the depth too. However, the thing is we're gonna be a running team anyway. Being a running team and being able to lean on the run. If we're able to lean on the run properly, I don't think it'll matter a ton who you have at receiver because they're gonna be open because you're gonna have to be buying it on the run.
Yeah. Dude, and Justice Haynes, we didn't really talk about him that much. He's gonna open up a lot.
Oh, he's explosive.
He's probably gonna make our receivers look a little bit better than maybe what they are.
Yeah,
because they're gonna come up. You're gonna have that deep shot out. We'll have those, and we got some speedy guys. Gatlin's a speed guy, so I think your top 3 receivers are pretty daggone fast, to be honest with you.
And then you also got some good tight ends. It sounds like coming in.
The tight end room impressed me. We can talk about that next. Overall, because we already talked about Kevin O'Shea.
I'm okay with that. Go for it. We'll talk about tight ends, and I want to get into the O-line.
We'll do this really quick.
Yeah, I don't think we've already touched on it.
The hype about Gavin Harris is also warranted. Like, you can tell, I don't think he had a ton of snaps or reps or anything like that.
He didn't get targeted much.
Yeah, it was just the way the ebbs and the flow of the game. But when he was, you could tell he broke on his routes very well. He's very nimble with his feet. He's got really good hands.
He did.
He impressed me. He's going to be a big part of this offense, to be honest.
Alberto loves himself some tight ends. That's also what I noticed.
He does like himself.
He was throwing, and now he loved that. He loved Kevin a lot.
Yeah, Kevin.
He was throwing his way a lot.
Kevin was a dude, and why not though? Again, he sticks out like a sore thumb, man. Like, he is impressive. He's a locker. He's a I don't know. You see him step out into the field if you're the other
He's
team,
excited
you're
to
like,
play.
Who the hell is that guy?
I'm excited for him.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
But no, tight end room looks good.
They look good.
Those are the two that were stand out for me. Let's get into the O-line a little bit because we keep talking about this run game and how good it has the potential to be. But where does it all start? It's got to start with O-line. How did you feel about the O-line when you were watching it?
Okay. So the starters look solid. The starters are good. They honestly allowed Alberto to have a solid, decent amount of time back there. It was when they were rotating the second stringers and like the third stringers, that's when a little bit of questions started to pop up in my mind.
I agree.
And the O-line's got to get banged up throughout the season. So those second stringers and third stringers, they've got to step up. They've got to have a good summer.
They've got to have a good summer. They got to, and I wondered, and this is speculation. I have nothing to back this up. But I wondered if a little bit of it was that we were passing it so much, and they've been practicing a lot more run
and that's
offense because we're going to be running a lot.
Yeah.
Because, and in fairness, I also can't tell where is it that our defensive line is looking so good versus.
I think our defensive line is very good solely off of I don't think it was like a mistake that they were that good. They looked quick. They look big. I haven't seen a Tech D line that big. I don't know ever in terms of like that many people looking that strong.
Not in my lifetime.
And quick.
No, not in my lifetime.
No, that's gonna be an impressive unit to watch this season. And I think they're gonna have a fun season with them. DBs look good too. They made really tight plays on the balls. Now I don't know if that was because some of the receivers couldn't get out their routes very well or whatever, but
I don't know. Even the deep balls, they looked good. They were in position.
They were right there. Even the backups were in good positions.
No, we didn't have any of our starting linebackers in.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
Outlaw was playing a lot.
Braylon Outlaw, you watched him more so. I'd be curious on what you thought about him.
If I'm not mistaken, at one point he nearly had a pick, and I didn't notice a lot more of him rather than that. He almost had one pick, and then after that, we were getting since he was playing with the starters.
He was playing with the starters.
And they were going against the backup offense, and that D line was destroying him so much. There wasn't much to be watching of him.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, and they weren't running the ball much. He looked like he was in position. He looked fast, but there's only so much I can say. Not being able to go full tackle kind of affects it a lot. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, there were times we brought people to the ground, but it wasn't any of these hard-hitting like these hard hits that you're going to expect on game day. You know,
Oh yeah, no.
can't be beaten up on your ankles.
They were working on wrapping up at practice. They weren't doing anything.
They're bringing them down every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then they would, which I kind of like to see. It was fine. What else do we want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I think let's just get into quarterback situation. Alberto's definitely the starter. I mean, I think he was named the starter after anyway.
Yeah.
It kind of, he was one of those, like, for now he is the starter, but, like, we're not scared to take it away. So it's still a competition kind of out there. So I guess the real question is, who's our QB number 2? Who do you think? We had 3 other quarterbacks play, which I wanted to get into this. Brady Adamson looked really good.
He did look good.
He looked good. He looked like he took a second for him to settle in.
It looked, for all the quarterbacks, by the way, even Alberto kind of struggled early on. That was just, it's kind of whatever in the spring. The offense was very vanilla, and, like, when it's super vanilla like that, the defense kind of has an idea of what you're going to kind of do. So, like, it took a second for him to, it wasn't anything to be concerned about, is what I'll say.
I agree. It was no issue.
Grady Anderson, he also took a second to kind of get going, but that was fine. I didn't really care. He looked good with the ones.
I think Grady Adamson is the clear number 2 for this offense.
He's a number 2.
And then I'm going to, this may surprise people. I think it may go Alberto, Grady, Cole.
Bergeron? Yeah.
Bergeron looked good. Bergeron had the best pass of the day.
That was a beautiful little deep
ball. 45-yard deep ball.
Mm-hmm.
He had the best pass of the day.
Yeah.
That being said, he also almost threw a pick.
Whoa.
Pretty shortly after that.
He
threw also a hospital ball pretty shortly after that. He looked pretty inexperienced, but, I mean, true freshman. We don't expect a ton from him, but the potential's there with that guy. He threw a beautiful 45-yard dot.
Yeah, I think it's going to end up being probably for the depth chart, it's going to be Alberto, Grady, Knowles, because he's been in the system.
It will be.
He's been around QB coach, Chris Winkie. Cole Bergeron, I think the cool thing about him is he's going to have a lot of potential, though, I think, to be honest with you.
He definitely does.
He had a really pretty ball. I mean, he throws the ball better than, like, in terms of, like, the way it comes out of his hand and the motion of everything, like, better than anyone on our team. It's just he's young, he's inexperienced. He's a 4-star for a reason, right? Like, at the end of the day. So you can see the potential. So that's what spring games are for, too, by the way.
Finding those guys.
The Cole Bergerons of the year.
And Graham Knowles, by the way, he's a tech guy. Got to talk to him a little bit, too.
Graham Knowles
this is no shot on him. I think our quarterback room's actually pretty deep. I think they're all way closer than people are realizing.
Weirdly deep for a room that has no experience.
No experience. No game time.
But, like, they carry themselves well.
Yes.
And you can see the
no
potential
garbage
in
time, I guess, game time. Because, I mean, Alberto did get some
no real
time,
meaningful
but yeah,
snaps.
meaningful snaps. But Alberto looks like he's ready to take it on. And he did look like... By the way, I was watching him on the sideline, and after he almost threw that pick...
This is a good point,
and I really wanted to see how he was handling the team and what was his mentality going onto the bench. And first thing he did, he went up, he dapped up the receivers, basically taking blame, and then he went and talked to... I don't know who it was.
Was it George Gotzi, I think?
It was either George
I think he went to go talk
to
Gotzi, or it could have been... I mean, they kind of look the same.
But
it's probably Winky. They look the same.
Either way, it was one of the coaches, went and talked to him. After he talked to him, he went back to the players and started dapping them up and hyping them up. Yeah. And they got a quick 3 and out, and they went out there and actually started putting a little something together.
Oh, yeah. Once... yeah.
And I think he did a good job, and I could tell that it looks like he's a natural leader. I don't know how much of that's getting through to him, which I think does bring me to the next talking point that I wanted to bring up, which is team chemistry. I think it looked like the receivers and the quarterbacks didn't have a ton of team chemistry yet. It looked like we were still working on it. And that's okay. We're in spring. This is a completely new roster, basically.
Yeah.
So it did look like we were getting a little bit of team chemistry, and obviously we're not in the locker room. It seems like I'm sure everybody's getting along. It looked like that. But
yeah.
No, I think as they keep throwing and as they go into the summer, I'm excited to see how, those miscommunications turn into, oh, I know what this guy likes to do now.
Yeah, and I like that you brought that up. I remember I watched the press conference with Alberto after the game, and he even talked about it because I think some reporter asked him. He's like, I don't know, something about the chemistry with the receivers and how they run routes and stuff like that. He's like, I'm not worried about it. See, he's like, that's what the summer's for. We're all kind of getting used to everything. We're kind of learning the playbook still. That's fine. I'm cool with it, man. And that's true. And Alberto seems like the kind of guy that will take the extra time to go meet with his receivers to make sure that they're going to have that locked in and locked down for the game, for the season. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's think. Mbakwe impressed me. The cornerbacks.
Yes.
He had some tight coverages.
Honestly, all our corners felt really good again.
DBs in general, throughout the day, like Daquan White even.
They never felt out of position.
Sessions had a good day, I thought. They look good.
By the way,
I like Jason Seymour's defense, by the way. It was a very vanilla also-ish look, but like they were
probably going to look a lot different.
They looked tight though, man, and I did not see any soft coverages.
Well, and listen, we knew that he was going to be more aggressive
fresh air.
on the defensive line standpoint. He wanted to get after the quarterback, something we were awful at last year.
I can't believe how eye-opening it already is.
We either have
it's already a thing.
Worst depth at O-line, or we have really good defensive linemen.
But even I will say this even about like the O-line, like they look bigger. I don't know what that means.
They look like they can move. I would say
They're
first
bigger.
steps of that D-line, that starting D-line.
Dude, Noah Carter.
Oh my goodness.
Noah Carter's first step is
disgusting.
Dude, I don't know who is going to be able to stop him. Like you'd have to be like a first round offensive lineman to be able to keep up with him.
That O-line
looked good
step. Though. Carney looks big.
Carney looked good. Carney had a good day, I thought.
We met him as well. He looked big. Riggs looked big.
I liked Riggs. I thought
Riggs looked good.
Yeah.
They all look big though. Like I mean, we went and talked to a few of them, and they were big.
We did talk to a lot of the players. We were able to do that. That was pretty nice.
Chad Alexander's a really cool guy.
Chad Alexander, he's one of my favorite people that we met.
Yeah, same. Graham Knowles as well. Graham Knowles, by the way, feels like an awesome locker room guy. He was super fun to talk to.
Oh, Graham Knowles is awesome to talk to. There wasn't one character that we came across that was. I mean, they were all in good spirits. They were all excited.
They're all excited about the season.
Braden Manley was also there. Obviously, he's out for the spring and everything, not playing, but we got to talk to him, and he was funny. He was a funny character. He made fun of Kyle Eford a little bit on it. He's like, "Oh, see, you got Kyle Eford." I don't know. He said something.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. But those weren't the coolest people that we met. The coolest people that we met was Justice Haynes' family.
Oh my goodness, we met Justin Haynes' grandparents.
We met both of his grandmothers, grandmoms, and was it just one of the granddads?
I think they're both there. We just met one of them.
The other guy didn't talk.
The other one was he just wasn't there when we were talking to him. Just happened to be standing next to him. We did not get to meet Haynes himself, but
he came out some other
super cool people. They're super excited for him to be back in Georgia.
They were very kind.
They were excited.
They were so sweet. They were very excited about him being at Georgia Tech, which makes me excited as a fan, and probably you guys too. They were funny talking about UGA a little bit. And they wanted him to have a really good game against them.
Break his dad's record.
Yeah, break his dad's record.
Playing against Georgia, it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Which that would be exciting. Obviously, I love that mentality.
They were very good people, like very, very good people, and it was fun to talk to them.
It was really fun to talk to them. I wish we would have been able to meet them, but just
Justice.
Yeah, it didn't end up happening. But we met a lot of the players, a lot of cool guys.
Yeah.
But other than that, can you think of anything else?
No, man. I'm just excited about summer workouts. You know, I'm excited for the season to get here. I don't really care that much about the summer workouts. I'm excited for the season to be here. I'm ready for it.
I am too.
We're so far away.
I know. Well, it doesn't help that it felt like a game. Like the temperature-wise, it felt like it was September.
It felt
like September football. But no, we're excited about the season. We'll keep making videos throughout the off season, just talking about what we've been noticing and keeping up with the information.
I've been seeing a lot of things online about how no one really thinks a lot of this Tech team, and from what I saw, I think they're going to be better than what people are giving them.
I think they're going to be a lot better than people think.
There's a couple of question marks that they have to get answered, but I think they will.
I agree.
I don't think it's anything to be alarmed about. I think the running game is going to be very good. The defense is going to be better. The D-line is going to be very fun for all of us to watch this season. I'm excited about it. I think we're going to have a good season.
I'm excited. All right, guys. Till next time.
All right. Thanks, y'all.